Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Tuesday evening. Finally getting around to doing this review of the Hot 10 list from CBSI. So yeah, sorry about the long wait. But I'll give you my expert analysis of the books that came out last week that are on the move, that tend to be hot, people are paying attention to. Couple nice covers, a couple older books that have first appearance, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a good list. I like this list this week, especially since I have a couple of them in my collection. That always helps. But yeah, let's dive into it here. We always start off with the honorable mentions. Eerie #1. This is a 10 center, so this is pre-code horror book. A 6.0 sold. It's showing a picture of a 6.5, but it says a 6.0 sold for $21,000 this week, which is a big jump from 14 grand back in September of 2022. So, yeah, I mean, mid-grade, going for that kind of money, it's crazy. Those are unbelievable returns. I think that beats the stock market pretty easily. Maybe not Nvidia, but I'd say the returns on pre-code horror comic books these days are easily beating the S&P 500 return for sure. Yeah, cool looking cover. I think you're always going to have people that are looking for this type of book. Classic horror comic books. The other one mentioned here is Spawn 283. This is the Image Expo variant. Cover artist is Kredansky. I think 1,500 of these were printed. I wouldn't say that's that limited. But I guess there's more than 1,500 Spawn fans searching for one, I guess. I mean, the problem is that came out, 283, that's, you got to go back to, yeah, that's when I started rebuying Spawn. I think I started rebuying it at 280. Started accumulating issues again, and I think I started at 280 when I think Matina was doing the covers back then. He did a big run of covers from like 280 to 290 something. I think that was one of the reasons I started picking it up. And I just continued until it got to issue 300. And now we're at up to 350th issue just came out recently. So you're always going to have Spawn collectors looking for that obscure variant, lower print run type of book. $1,200 for a raw copy, that seems very high, but if this was a 500 print run, I could probably understand that, but 1,500 is pretty high. And I buy a lot of store exclusives that are 200-300 at the most. I usually don't buy a store exclusive anymore unless I really love the cover and I don't really care about it ever going up in value. I just love the cover and I'm going to pick it up because I like the cover art. Or I'm buying it because the print run is really low, like 100, 200, 300. I usually don't want to buy a store exclusive if the print run is more than 300. But standard now at conventions, right? Image Expo was a Comic Con convention. 400 to 500 print runs seems to be kind of common now. Yeah, so limited, that's an interesting word. Who knows what limited means. All right, so those are your honorable mentions. Number 10 on the list is Supergirl, Wonder Woman of Tomorrow. This is Tom King writing and Bilquis Evely doing the art. This is a book that continues to get attention. I guess the villain of the new Supergirl flick seems to have been cast. So this will be Coming to a theater near you at some point. Probably not doing well. I don't know. DC uh, seems to be more missed than hit these days for DC comic book movies, but you never know. Maybe it'll be successful. But right now, you can pick this up for $25 to $30 for a raw copy. 9/8 are selling around 130. Number 9 on the list is an oldie. This is one I've had in my collection a long time. Century #1. This is the regular black cover by Jay Lee. My copy would be perfect, except for there's some color rub on the cover, unfortunately. So it's definitely not a 9/6 or a 9/8. Probably like a 9/2 to 9/4 would be the grade it would receive. But 9/8s right now are hitting $325. It is sort of a tough book to get in high grade. It's that black cover. Now, if it was on regular Marvel paper, I would be like, oh, that's really hard to get. But it's a kind of a thicker cardstock cover. So, you know, it's still a black cover though. So yeah, I would think 9/8s are probably not the easiest to find in that book. But if you're looking for Century #1, the San Diego Comic-Con variant is the one you want to get. And I do have that copy in super high grade condition. That's probably a book at some point I should get graded. 9/8s in that book go for pretty decent money. So, but a raw copy right now for that black cover will go for $100. 9/8s around 325. I got to imagine the San Diego Comic-Con variant would be going for probably 2 to 3 times that amount, just because it's so much more rare. But there you go. First introduction of the Sentry. And he will be, I guess he's appearing in the new Thunderbolts trailer. I did watch that trailer. I thought it looked pretty good. I like that they got Bucky in it. I think that's going to make it cool. Yeah, I got high hopes for it. It actually looks good. Maybe Marvel will have another win on their scorecard. Who knows? We'll see what happens. All right, next one on the list, number 8 is Wolverine Revenge. This is the red band edition. Yeah, it's a nice cover. Jonathan Hickman is doing the writing. You got a Juan Ferreira doing the cover there. It's definitely a throwback cover to those old EC comics from the past. Tales from the Crypt homage there. Selling for about $60, or the high sale of $60, averaging 40 bucks, so more than almost doubles the incentive price. I think I grabbed it for like $30. I didn't get it quite at ratio, but just a little bit over, which I thought was okay. So, boom, I've got 2 of the 3 books so far on the list. Just a cool cover, and yeah, Wolverine Revenge. I read that first issue. I thought it was pretty cool. The Red Band edition, I haven't read that yet. I know there's some different changes in the panels there to make it a little bit more graphic. But I think the regular cover was pretty graphic. So I don't know how much more it's going to get at the Red Band edition, but I've got them in those poly bags. I'm not going to open them, so I don't know that I'll be reading that anytime soon. But yeah, that's a good one to look for if you can get a deal on it. Number 7 is X-Men #2. This is the 1 in 25 second print by J. Scott Campbell. I would say if I was a J. Scott Campbell fan, maybe I would be chasing this, but I am not. You got magic on the cover there. It's a blue cover. I think the original cover of this was green. I think it was green. So basically, it's the same cover. They just changed the background, and it's a Virgin variant. But there is a Virgin variant of, I think there's a 1 in 100 of that same exact cover, but I think it's a different background. I think it's green. So this one's in blue, and it's averaging about $75. There was a high sale of $85. Again, it's a nice cover if I was really into J. Scott Campbell artwork. I'm not, but I know that there are many that are, so that's probably going to be something that people are going to look for. Gotta get these Google ads off the screen there. Number 6 on the list is Detective Comics 583. First appearance of the ventriloquist. Speculation is that he may appear in the Penguin show. I just started watching it. I think I'm on the second episode right now. Yeah, it's pretty good. Colin, is it Colin Farrell? Yeah, Colin Farrell plays the Penguin. Man, he does such a good job. Great acting in the show. Yeah, I like it so far. This one's averaging about $40 for a raw copy, and 9.8 just sold for 250 bucks. So this is a older book. This came out in the 80s, I think, right? Mid 80s, 583. So you might find it in a local comic book shop sitting in a back issue bin for not too much money. I would say if you can get it for under 40 bucks and it's in pretty good shape, that might be worth picking up. It's always good to have a first appearance of a Batman villain, ventriloquist. Number 5 is Fantastic Four 186, classic George Perez cover. This is the first appearance of the Salem Seven, who appeared in the Agatha All Along. I did watch the first episode. I wasn't too impressed with it. It's really getting a lot of heat, though, on YouTube. There's a lot of bad reviews of that show. It wasn't terrible. It certainly wasn't as bad as the Star Wars Acolyte. That was unbelievably bad. That was so bad, I just completely did not watch past the second episode. It was so bad. Agatha All Along I might watch a few more episodes and see. I don't think it's fantastic. It's just not god awful like the Acolyte was. So anything's an improvement from that. This book though is averaging 25 bucks. High sale of $50 for a near mint plus copy. Again, that's another book that you might be able to find in back issue bins. I might even have that in my collection. I've got some big run of Fantastic Fours that really are not, I don't know if it's that. Yeah, I know I've got some before issue 200, so I might have that in my collection. I'll have to look and see. But yeah, I bought like I think I got like a half a short box worth of Fantastic Fours that I got really cheap. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I paid like 10 cents a piece for them or something. I don't know. Something nuts like that. Number 4 is Hello Darkness number 3. This is the unlockable one per store variant. So it's basically a virgin version of the A cover. It's a nice cover by Paulo Rivera. Beautiful art there. This series seems to be doing well so far. We're up to the 3rd issue. Boom Studios seems to have a hit on that particular comic right now. This one's going for $40 to $50 range right now. I think Midtown had it for like maybe $27 to $30. I mean, it's a nice cover, but the number 1 book is even better. So we'll talk about that in a second. Number 3 on the list is Incredible Hulk number 6. Nick Klein cover. First appearance of the Ghost Rider 44. This book's averaging about 25 bucks a piece. I did collect the first few issues of Incredible Hulk, that Incredible Hulk series. I don't know if I have number 6. My luck is I probably stopped collecting at issue 5. I don't know. But yeah, that book seems to be doing well. It's a nice cover by Nick Klein. And yeah, it's a modern book. It just came out not long ago, and it's doing pretty well. So there you go. Number 2 is an older one, Daredevil number 270, first appearance of Blackheart. Blackheart is the child of Mephisto, and that is another character that premiering in that Agatha All Along cartoon, or not cartoon, TV show. But there's a name drop of Mephisto adds on to her Blackheart comments, but a recent Funko leak may have her playing someone else. That said, this dollar bin book has popped. It's not a dollar bin book. That's always been a $10 to $15 book, to my knowledge. I don't think that's ever been a dollar bin book, but you know, maybe in rough shape it's a dollar bin book, but in high grade it's definitely a $15 to $20 book. 9/8 just hitting 260. So yeah, that's I mean it's a first appearance of a major, pretty decent villain in the Marvel universe, a child of Mephisto. So yeah, I think that's a good one to have. I definitely have that in my collection. I've got a pretty good Daredevil run from that era. I think from like issue 200 up to 300, I've got a pretty good run of Daredevil, and they're all in high grade. I just don't remember if there was a newsstand in a direct version of this. I'll have to go back and look. But yeah, I think that would definitely be good to have the newsstand during that period of time. I think that was 1990s maybe when that came out. So yeah, newsstand would definitely be the one to have if there is a newsstand of it. I'll have to look and see if there is. Number one on the list for this week is Mark Spears Monsters #1. This is the E cover. I pre-ordered this book. I there was 5 or 6 covers or some homage covers. Um, this is the only one I liked. So I pre-ordered that bad boy. I paid $4 or $5 for it. Out of the gate last week, it was $20. Now I looked, it's like $50 to $60. I think the cheapest you're going to find it is maybe $50. So it is a hot cover. It's a great cover. Spears nailed it with that cover. That is an awesome cover. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the cover of the trade paperback when that comes out. I wouldn't be surprised. Um, Someone said that mentioned that Pam Anderson must have been the reference. Now that is all I can see. You mean below the face? Is that supposed to be Pam Anderson below the face? Yeah. Pam Anderson is aging, that's for sure. Not quite the hottie that she once was. I think I saw a picture of her recently, but or I don't know. I was flipping through the channels. And I think she was on TMZ or something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, this hit a high sale of $62. But yeah, I looked on eBay just a little while ago, and I think about $50 is what you're going to be paying for that at this point. I got one copy. I was trying to buy a second copy out there, but yeah, it was pretty much sold. I think by last Friday, everyone knew about this, and it got bought up everywhere. So congratulations to anyone that was able to pre-order this. I'll pat myself on the back as well. I got that one. The publisher is Keen Spot. They're not exactly a big publisher, so I can imagine there's going to be a lot of shops that maybe didn't order this book or didn't order heavy on that series. Maybe they just ordered A and B covers. So an E cover sometimes gets overlooked. And I think that's also adding to why this is in demand. Not as many out there potentially, and it is a great cover. So yeah, it's a good list. So I've got 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, 5 of the top 10 in my collection, I believe. So not bad. Not bad. It's a good list. I like it. Um, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You can leave a comment later. This will be on my YouTube channel. I need to start sending reminders that I'm doing a show on my Instagram, because I think what's happened is people that are still subscribed to me on YouTube I guess, are not getting the notifications. So I don't know if YouTube is shadow banning me. I don't know what the story is, but I've had several people say, "Hey, I didn't even get notification that you had posted a new video or that you were even going live." So I think what I need to do is just a little bit more planning on my part. I think when I am about to do a video, maybe 30 minutes to an hour before, I need to send out messages to people on Instagram that follow me on Instagram. So having said that, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Justice for Comics. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. I know sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people, so make sure you're subscribed. Check, click on the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Like and share the video. That I don't know if that helps my algorithm or not. I don't think it does, but I'll tell you to do it anyways. So, All right, guys, that's all I had for you. I do plan on doing a Wednesday new comic book day video. So look for that tomorrow afternoon. I'll try to get that out as soon as I can. Reviewing the books that are coming out next Wednesday. I think that will be October 9th. I believe that's October 9th. So make sure you check that out. I'll have that posted in the afternoon. Hope everyone has a great evening, and I'll see you soon.